Hello friends, welcome back in my another lecture in a series of lectures in probability and statistics. As you know that uh, from 12th lecture onward, we are discussing discrete probability distribution, means in which the random variable x is a discrete random variable. So in previous two lectures, lecture number 12 and 13, we have discussed about uniform distribution and binomial distribution. Now come to the third type of discrete probability distribution, that is multinomial distribution. Multinomial distribution, this is just the generalization of a binomial distribution or extension of binomial distribution. As we know, in binomial distribution there are only two outcomes, so multinomial clearly means there will be more than two events of a trial. So whenever there are more than two events of a trial, then that means we will have multinomial distribution. So let e1 e2 e1 e2 dash dash ek are the mutually exclusive and exhaustive events of the trial with respective probabilities p1 p2 dash dash pk. Means p1 is the probability of event e1, p2 is the probability of event e2, similarly pk is the probability of event ek, and these are mutually exclusive, means these are pairwise disjoint, they're pairwise disjoint, and exhaustive means union of all these will come out to be sample space of a random experiment. If x1 x2 x1 if x1 x2 dash dash xk are the respective random variables, that the number of times the events e1 e2 dash dash ek occurs in a total of n trial. It means random variable x1 means event e1 is occurring x1 time, random variable x2 means event e2 is occurring x2 times. Similarly, random variable xk means event ek is occurring xk times out of n trials. Then probability of x1 equal to x1, these are all in capital form, and x2 is equal to small x2. Similarly, xk is equal to small xk. This probability can also be written as p of x1, simply x1 x2 xk, and which is equal to c time p1 raised to power x1 p2 raised to power x2 dash dash pk raised to power xk. Means this is probability of e1, and power means x1 is event e1 is occurring x1. Similarly, p2 is in power is x2, in pk power is xk, where c is number of c means number of permutations of the events e1 e2 dash dash ek, and summation xi, I is varying from 1 to k because k events are there, is equal to n. I mean, sum of all these events will be equal to number of trials. Now let us suppose this is number 1. Now we will find the value of c. To determine c, we have to find number of permutation of n trials, out of which x1 are of one kind, x2 are of second kind, dash 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 xk are of kth kind. We know this formula. Then value of c will be equal to total number of trials are n factorial n, x1 of first kind x1 factorial, x2 factorial dash dash xk factorial. We know this formula from permutation. Therefore, from 1 p of x1 x2 dash dash xk, this will be equal to, substitute the value of c here, factorial n x1 factorial x2 factorial dash dash xk factorial into p1 raised to power x1 p2 raised to power x2 dash dash pk raised to power xk. In this way, where x lies between 0 and n, it's varying from 0 to n, which is the this result. Let us suppose this is number 2. This result is the joint density function of random variables x1, x2, dash dash, xk, and is the required density function of multinomial distribution. This is density function of multinomial distribution, or simply, or because there are more than one random variable, this can be also called as joint density function or simply density function. And why this is called multinomial distribution? It is called so because equation 2, this one, is general term in the multinomial expansion of p1 plus p2 plus so on pk raised to power n, where sum of all the probabilities is equal to 1 and I is varying from 1 to k. So this multinomial distribution is so called because and this result is the general term in the multinomial expansion of this one. As we know from binomial distribution, from binomial distribution, we know this result, f of x is equal to n cx p raised to power x q raised to power n minus x, and q plus p raised to power n is equal to summation n cx p raised to power x q raised to power n minus x, and x is varying from 0 to n. What does this mean? This density function in case of binomial distribution is the general term in the binomial expansion of q plus k raised to power n. This is clear for us. Similarly, this expression, the expression for density function, is the general term in the multinomial expansion of this one. There are more than 2 events and there are only 2 events. These are the probability of 2 events, success and failure. All right. So this is all about density function. So must remember this result. This is the density function for a multinomial distribution. Now let's solve some problems related to multinomial distribution. First is, if a pair die is tossed 12 times, find the probability of getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 points exactly twice. First of all, here the sample space for throwing a die is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so total number of possible outcomes are 6. Let P1, because we have to find probability of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Let us put these P1, P2, dash dash, P6 with the respective probabilities of getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Therefore, what should be the value of P1? P1 is probability of getting 1. Getting 1 favorable outcome is 1 and total 6. Probability of getting 2 is only 1 by 6 because there is only favorable 1. So in fact all of these probabilities are equal. P3, P4, P5, P6, all of these probabilities are 1 by 6 because in each case favorable outcomes are 1 and total outcomes are 6. For example, P6, the means probability getting 6, favorable outcome is 1, total outcomes are 6, right? Also given, this is given x1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 points exactly twice. So x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, all of these are given to be 2. Means first event is occurring 2 times, second event is also occurring 2 times. First event is probably getting 1. Similarly, sixth event is also occurring 2 times, and n is given to be 12 tosses are there, n is 12. So you can check here clearly. Summation xi. Summation xi means add all of these x. These are 6 and 6 2 times. So this is 12 and which is equal to n. So this result is also 2. As we know that summation xi must be equal to n, and because n is 12, if you add all of these, this will come out to be 12. Therefore, by multinomial distribution, the probability of this formula, we want to use this formula, x1, x2, xk, all of these are 2. So x1 is equal to 2, x2 is equal to 2, so on. In this case x is equal to 2. This probability n factorial, this is 12 factorial, x1 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial, so on up to 2 factorial. This is 6 times. Alright, and next is a p1. P1 means 1 by 6 raised to power x1, x1 is 2, 1 by 6 raised to power 2, so on 1 by 6 raised to power 2. How many time? 6 time. All right, this is exact formula. P1 raised to power x1, P2 raised to power x2, Pn raised to power xn. If you multiply all of these, this will come out to be 1925 divided by 559,872, and which on simplification will come out to be 0.003. Right, this is a just formula. Now come to the question number 2. A box contains 5 red, 4 white, 3 blue marbles. A ball is selected at random from the box. Its color is noted and then ball is replaced. Find the probability that out of 6 balls selected in this manner, 3 are red, 2 are white and 1 is blue. Total balls. Clearly, total balls 5, 4, 3, 12. Total balls are 12. Right, because we have to find the probability out of 6 balls selected in the we have to find probability that 3 are red, 2 are white and 1 is blue. Means we have to find probability of red, white and blue. Let P1, P2, P3 be the probabilities that drawing red, white and blue balls respectively. Means P1 is the probability of drawing red ball, P2 is the probability of drawing white ball, and P3 is the probability of drawing blue balls respectively. Right, therefore P1, what is the probability of drawing red ball? Favorable outcomes are 5, total outcomes are 12. P2, probability of drawing white ball, favorable 4, total 12. P3, probability of drawing blue balls, favorable 3 and total 12. Also given because we have to select 6 balls. 3 are red, 2 are white and 1 is blue. Means x1 is 3, x2 is 2 and x1 is 1. These are the x1 is 3 means first event is occurring 3 times. First event means probability of drawing red ball. Second event, probability of drawing white ball, this is occurring 2 times. Probability of drawing blue ball, this is occurring 1 time. And n is given to be 6. N is 6 because we have to draw 6 balls. Number of tiles are 6. First of all, check here this sum summation xi. Summation xi means add all of these x 3, this is 6 and which is equal to n. So this relation is also true. Therefore by multinomial distribution, this is probability of x1 3, x2 2, x1 1, n factorial n means n is 6, so factorial 6 divided by x1 factorial, 3 factorial, 2 factorial, and this is 1 factorial, and this is 5 by 12 raised to power x1 3, 4 by 12 raised to power x2 2, 3 by 12 raised to power x1 1, and which on simplification will come out to be 625 divided by 5184. This is simple formula. Just you have to check how many random variables will be there, because 3 probability means 3 random variable will be there. Alright, so 3 events are there. First event is this one, drawing red ball. Second event is this one, drawing white ball. Third event is drawing blue balls. So 3 event, 3 probabilities and 3 random variable. First of all, you have to check summation xi must be equal to n. If this is true, then we can apply multinomial distribution. This is the formula. So this is all about multinomial distribution. Now come to the fourth type of discrete probability distribution. Again, this is fourth type of discrete probability distribution, negative binomial distribution. All right, so let x be a discrete random variable, then random variable x is said to follow negative binomial distribution if the probability density function is given like this. This is r plus x minus 1 combination c r minus 1 p raised to power r into q raised to power x. This is first value and second value is 0. This is otherwise case, and this is when x is equal to 0 1 2 up to r. Let us suppose this is number 1. This is combination of r plus x minus 1, r minus 1, p raised to power r qx, and it has second value 0 in otherwise different from these. All right, as r plus x minus 1 c r minus 1, this is equal to r plus x minus 1 cx, since ncr is equal to ncn minus r. We know this result. ncr, so this subscript is a difference of these two. ncr is this one, so this subscript is if you this upper script superscript minus subscript, so r plus x minus 1 r minus 1 cancel, we are left with the x because of this result, right? So open this. This is r plus x minus 1. Next term will be r plus x minus 2. Continue in this way. R is fixed in every factor, so x is decreasing. After some time x is decreasing. After some time it will be 1, and after some time it will be 0, means only r. Next term will be r minus 1 factorial. All right, I'm just opening this. This is factorial x. All right, and this will be difference of these two. Difference of these two is x cancel r minus 1. This will be r minus 1. Just use the formula, this one, n factorial r factorial n minus r. This is this one because of this formula ncr. All right, now these two cancel each other, so we are left with r plus x minus 1. Next is r plus x minus 2, so on r plus 1 r divided by factorial x, and which can be also started with r plus 1, so on continue, r plus x minus 2 r plus x minus 1 divided by factorial x. I am starting from last because all are in product, so we can start from here, we can also start from here. Now check here. Here x is 0, here x is 1, so this is 0 1 2, so on continue, x minus 2 x minus 1, continue in this way, x minus 2 and x minus 1. All right, so this is gp. We have to find how many factors are these actually, so use this formula, an is a plus n minus 1 into d. Here first term is 0, n is n, common difference is 1, so an, last term is x minus 1. All right, x minus 1, 1 and 1 cancel, so n is equal to x. So number of factor, how many factors are these? This is first factor, second last factor, and this is x factor. These are x terms actually, so number of factors are x. Also we know 1 can be written as minus 1 raised to power 2x, because even power this will be 1. This is minus 1 raised to power x minus 1 raised to power x. This can be also written in this way, minus 1 raised to power x. Minus 1 raised to x means minus 1 is getting multiplied x time, so minus 1 so on, minus 1 how many time? X times. All right, so therefore because of this result 1 is obviously there, so 1 can be written as these factor. This is minus 1 raised to power x. How many minus 1 are these? These are x minus 1 x time, and these factors are also x, so multiply 1 minus with all of these x factors. So this will be minus r, this will be minus r minus 1, so on, minus r minus x plus 2, and this will be minus r minus x plus 1. I am multiplying these minus 1 x time with all of these x factors, right? Whole divided by factorial x. So this is minus 1 raised to power x. If you check this, this will be minus r cx. Reason being, since because minus r cx, this is minus r factorial x factorial minus r minus x factorial. See here, x factorial is here, minus r, so on. This is this, and its next term will be minus r minus x, next will be minus r minus x minus 1, so on. This and this way continue. If you multiply this factor by minus r minus x, this one, and its term, next term is minus r minus x multiplied by these two term cancel, this is still this one, all right. And this whole term, if you check this whole factor, this will be minus r c x. So in this way this is coming this combination. Therefore from 1 f of x will be, in place of this combination now write this one, minus 1 raised to power x minus r c x p raised to power r q raised to power x and 0. This is x is equal to 0 1 2 up to r, and this is otherwise case, otherwise, and this further multiply these two together. So this is minus r cx p raised to power r, and this will be minus q raised to power x and 0, and this is otherwise case, and this is x is equal to 0 1 2 up to r. So let us put this to be number 2. Now since we know by binomial expansion p plus q raised to power n is equal to this one, nc0 p power n, nc1 p power n minus 1 q, so on, in this continue in this way. For p is equal to 1, q is equal to minus q, and n is equal to minus r, if you put all of these factors in this expression, this will come out to be 1 minus q raised to power minus r, this will be minus r c0, and 1 raised to power minus r, next will be minus r c1, 1 raised to power minus r minus 1, next will be q is minus q, next term will be minus r c2, 1 raised to power minus r minus 2 minus q square, so on, continue in this way. This will be minus r c minus r, and this minus q raised to power minus r, just substituting all of these values in this expression, and on adding all of these terms, this can be written as summation minus r cx minus q raised to power x, where r is x is varying from 0 to r, means if you put x 0, this will be 0, and minus power of minus q will be also 0. Therefore expression 2 is the r plus 1th term in the expansion of p raised to power r 1 minus q raised to power minus r, which is a binomial expansion with the negative index. Now expression 2 is the r plus 1 term in the expansion of this one. Why this is r plus 1 term, you can check from here. If you add all of these terms 1 2 up to r, these are r terms, and one more term, so total terms are r plus 1 terms in the expansion of this one. You can check this one right here, where in this expression p plus q sum is equal to 1, and summation px, where x is varying from 0 to r, substitute the value of p of x. P of x means f of x here. This can also written as p of x, or this can also written as p of x. So this expression p power r is constant, summation minus r cx, this term p power is also minus q raised to power x minus q raised to power x. Now see here, this combination and this combination, this is 1 minus q raised to power r, so this is p raised to power r 1 minus q raised to power minus r. So clearly expression 2, this is the r plus 1 term in the expansion of this one, because if you expand this expansion, this will come out to be like this one, which is the binomial expansion with the negative index, because this is constant, so this is negative index, so this is binomial expansion with the negative index. Therefore that's why this distribution is called as negative binomial distribution. So must remember this formula. This is 1 minus q raised to power minus r is summation minus r cx minus q raised to power x. So this is negative binomial distribution. You have to remember this formula, and here p plus q is 1, and this summation px is p power r 1 minus q raised to power minus r. Now you can check here, because from here 1 minus q is p, 1 minus q is p power r, and this is p power minus r, and this will come out to be 1, because as you know, because this is a discrete probability distribution. So in this case sum of all the density function must be equal to 1. Now come to the mean. Note number 1, mean of the negative binomial distribution. Mean of the negative binomial distribution, this can be calculated as we know this formula, since e of x, this is summation x f of x, and x in this case is varying from 0 to r. Now substitute the value of this one, 0 to r, this is x. What is f of x? F of x is minus r cx p raised to power r minus q raised to power x. Alright, p power r is constant, summation 0 to r. Now see here, minus r, since minus r cx, this is minus r factorial divided by x factorial minus r minus x factorial. This further open this one time, minus r minus 1 factorial x minus 1 factorial, and this factor can be written as minus r minus 1 minus x minus 1, and this is also bracket factorial. If you open this bracket, this will be minus r minus 1 minus x plus 1. Minus 1 plus 1 cancel, this is still minus r minus x. This is written according to this one. So this is minus r upon x, and rest of all these terms, this is minus r minus 1 c x minus 1. Similarly, this can be written as minus r upon x, because if this is minus r x minus r cx, so this is minus r upon x, rest is this one. It means if you check the trend, this will come out to be minus r minus 1 x minus 1, and next will be c, this will be minus r minus 2 c 3 x minus 2. Just check the trend here, minus r cx minus r upon x minus r c1, this upon this, and rest is decrease it by 1. Now use this one, minus r cx is this one, so this will be x minus r upon x minus r minus 1 c x minus 1 minus q raised to power x. X cancel, and this will be p power r, and this is minus r outside. Summation now it's must start with 1. These cancel, this is outside. This is minus r minus 1 c x minus 1 minus q. Now see here. So as we know this result, 1 minus q raised to power minus r, this is equal to summation minus r cx minus q raised to power x, and x is varying from 0 to r. If you put x is 0, this will be 0, and minus q power, this will be also 0. So what should be value of x so that this will be 0? So it x must be 1, and in order to make it 0, this power 0, we must write here minus 1. If you write here minus 1, so outside you have to write here minus q raised to power 1, because minus q power 1 and this one, if you add these two power, this is still minus q power x, and in this way this power will be 0, and this is also 0. And what about this expression? Minus minus plus, so p power r, this is r q, and this expression, because of this one, here is minus r c, here is minus r, and here is minus r minus 1. So this will be 1 minus q raised to power, in place of minus r there is minus r minus 1. Compare this summation with this summation, this will come out to be 1 minus q raised to this. Now 1 minus q is p, so p power r q, so this is p power minus r minus 1, p power r cancel, so we are left with the r q We are left with now p power minus 1. So this is r q upon p. So this is mean. So this is mean of a negative binomial distribution. Similarly, for variance of the negative binomial distribution is given as, first of all we need this one, since e of x square. E of x square will be just like this one. This will be summation. Instead of x there will be x square. F of x 0 to r. This will be summation. This x square can be written as x minus 1 plus x. X square minus x cancel. This is still x square. 0 to r. F of x is minus r cx p raised to power r minus q raised to power x. As we know this this value, this is the definition by definition of density function. This further, now this is summation 0 to r x minus 1 plus x minus r cx. Now this is minus r cx minus, and now use this result. Instead of minus, in place of minus r cx, write this value. So this value minus r upon x minus r minus 1 upon x minus 1, and next will be minus r minus r minus 2 c x minus 2. Now this one p power r minus q raised to power x. Now 1 2 3 4 5, multiply all of these factor with, first of all with this one, then with this one. So this will be summation. Now multiply this one, x minus 1 cancel each other, so we are left with minus r minus 1 p power r. Next is minus r minus 2 c x minus 2 minus q raised to power x. This is first term plus summation second term. Now x and x cancel, so we are left with minus r minus 1 x minus 1 minus r minus 2 c x minus 2 p power r minus q raised to power x. This is after multiplying all of these factors inside one by one here. Now this expression must start with 2, this will start with 1, and this is up to r, and this is also up to r. Why this will start with 2 and why this will start with 1, later on you will come to know. Now first expression, minus cancel because minus is common, so this is r plus 1 p power r, all of these are constant, so inside we are left with minus r minus 2 c x minus 2 minus q raised to power x. Now as x should start with 0, because in order to make this 0, x should start with 0, so power of minus q should also be 0, so we have to write here minus 2. If you write here minus 2, so outside the summation we have to write here minus q power 2. If you add this minus q, this is still q x, because 2 and minus 2 cancel. This is up to r. Similarly, now what about this expression? Minus r is constant, p power r is also constant, summation, this is 1 up to r, and this expression you can see here, this expression is this one, minus r c1 x and minus 2, sorry, x minus 2, next is minus q raised to power x, right? This is r plus 1 p power r minus q square means minus plus, so this is q square. And what about this expression? Compare this expression with this expression. There is minus r and this will be minus r minus 2, so this is 1 minus q raised to power minus r minus 2. Similarly, now come to this expression, minus r p power r, this is 1, so x should start with 1, so this is 0, minus q power must also be 0, so what we have to write here minus 1. If you write here minus 1, so there should be minus q raised to power 1, so if you add these, this is still minus q power x. So in this way this expression is. Now compare this expression with this expression. There is minus r and there will be, this is minus q, there will be 1 minus, this power will be this time minus r minus 1, because in place of minus r there is minus r minus 1. Now 1 minus q is p in both expression, so this is r plus 1 p, this is p raised to power r, this is q square, 1 minus q is p, so p power minus r minus 2 plus, now come to this expression, minus plus, so this is r q p power r, 1 minus q is p power minus r minus 1, So this further r plus 1, p power cancel, so we are left with q square and p power minus 2. Similarly this is r q, p power cancel, this is r, this is minus r, so we are left with p power minus 1. So this is e of x square. Now therefore variance of x, as we know variance of x is e of x square minus e of x whole square. What is e of x? Just evaluated. This is r plus 1 q square p power minus 2 plus r q p power minus 1. And what is e of x? As we evaluated in first part, r q upon p whole square, we have already evaluated. Now multiply all of these factor inside. This will be r square q square, make this power positive, this is p square, and this will be r q square upon p square. Next term is r q upon p, and this is r square q square upon p square. These two factor cancel each other. Now what is common between these two? R q upon p is common. Here we left with 1, and here r is side, and we are left with q upon p. Take LCM here, r q upon p, so this will be p plus q upon p. Since we know p plus q is 1, so this is r q upon p square, because p plus q is 1. So this is variance that we want to find. Further we can also find standard deviation. Standard deviation, that is sigma, this will be positive square root of variance of x, this is positive square root of r q upon p square. So this is all about variance and standard deviation. Now finally the moment generating function of the negative binomial distribution is given as, this is general formula, m of t is equal to e of expected value of e raised to power tx. New this formula, e of x is a summation x f of x. So this will be summation x is varying from 0 to r in this case. In place of x we have e power tx f of x. Now this is summation e power tx. What is f of x? And f of x, as we know, this is minus r cx p raised to power r minus q raised to power x, because x is varying from 0 to r. All right. Now solve this one. P power r is constant. Summation e power tx and this one, write this together, minus r cx, this is outside, minus q, and this one, this is minus q e power t and both power x. You can check here, minus q power x and et power x means etx. Right. Now and this is x is varying from 0 to r. Compare this result with this one, 1 minus q raised to power minus r. This is summation minus r cx minus q raised to power x, and x is varying from 0 to r. Compare this combination with this one. What is the difference? Minus r cx minus r, it start with 0, it start with 0. There is minus q and there is minus q, it means in addition to minus q there is e power t. So write with this q e power t. This will be p power r. 1 minus q is already there. So in addition to this there will be e power t. Whole power will be minus r. So this is moment generating function for the negative binomial distribution. So friends, what we have learned in this lecture, we come to know about multinomial distribution. All right, then negative binomial distribution. All right, in negative binomial distribution, this is almost similar to that of binomial distribution. The difference is only the index is negative. All right. So in negative binomial distribution, we have find mean, we have find variance, we have find standard deviation. Finally, we have find moment generating function. So this is all about this lecture. Thank you.